Hi everyone, it's Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I just have a nice, gentle reformer class for you, geared more towards stretching with your foam roller. We will start with some stretches, then we're going to move into some abdominal work on your foam roller, and that'll really be the extent of our work today. For springs, I have mine fully loaded just so the carriage doesn't move. Foot bars are going to be all the way down, and then foam rollers are going to lie down the center of your reformers, right where your spine is usually at. And I do have a reformer where my shoulder blocks can come out. I took mine out just so they're not digging into my shoulders. If they don't come out, that is fine. You can do it with your shoulder block still in. At any point, if you don't feel comfortable on the foam roller balance-wise, come off of it and you can do our stretch and our core work off of the foam roller. But if you feel comfortable, I would suggest doing it on, just because you're gonna get more range of motion. So we're gonna start lying down onto our foam rollers. Carefully, it doesn't have to be graceful, carefully go down. I always start with one foot on the platform. I'm gonna take my butt right at the edge of my foam roller. I'm gonna take my other foot onto the platform. I scoot my booty a little further forward, and then I'm gonna carefully, again, carefully, it doesn't have to be graceful, lie myself down so that my head and my tailbone are fully supported by my foam rollers, adjusting here as needed. Okay, once we get onto our rollers, nice neutral spine, arms are gonna be nice and long at our sides, and we're gonna start with our pelvic clocks. If you don't know what a pelvic clock is, imagine that you have a nice big clock on your stomach. Your 12 o'clock hand is gonna be pointed at your sternum. Your 6 o'clock hand is pointed at your pubic bone. And I always like to imagine you have a marble right in your navel, and that marble rolls back and forth from your 12 to your 6. So again, 12 is your sternum. We're gonna start with an exhale, and we're gonna roll ourselves into our 12 o'clock position. So that means we're flattening our low backs completely down into the rollers. Our pubic bone should be curling towards us. We should feel our glutes and our hamstrings fire. And then we're gonna inhale and roll into our 6. So I'm pushing my tailbone down, and I'm finding a nice arc in my low back here. And then we're gonna roll back into our 12. We should feel our glutes and our hamstrings. And then we're gonna inhale and roll into our 6. Keep going. Exhale in the 12, nice flat back position, inhale in our 6. Now with the feet, if you need a little extra balance, you can go with your feet a little wider. If your feet are more narrow, it is a little more challenging to balance on the rollers, and my arms are just staying nice and long at my sides. Again, I'm exhaling in that flat back, and I'm inhaling in that nice little extension. Flexion and extension. Okay, let's do one more 12 and one more 6. And then from our 6, I'm gonna bring myself back into a neutral spine, so I have that nice natural curvature of my low back. Arms are gonna go up to the ceiling, and then we're gonna do a little protraction and retraction. So I'm gonna inhale to reach my arms up to the ceiling. My shoulders should come up, my head should stay down, and then I'm exhaling to let my shoulders come down. They're almost wrapping around the foam roller as I come back down. So I inhale to reach my arms up towards the ceiling like somebody's pulling them, and then I exhale to let my shoulders come back down, almost wrapping around the foam roller. Inhale as I reach up, and again, exhale as I let my shoulders come back down. Protraction and retraction. Let's do a few more. All right, now the next time we come down, we're gonna pause. Palms are rotated towards each other. I'm gonna inhale, open my arms wide out to the sides of the room to open up my chest. And then on an exhale, I'm letting my arms go back up to the ceiling. So I inhale to open my arms out nice and wide, and then I'm exhaling to let my arms go back up. Now, if you would like a deeper stretch in your chest, when you open your arms, if you bend your elbows into more of like goalpost arms, you will get a deeper stretch in your chest. And then when you're ready, you can let your arms go back up. So it is up to you if you bend your elbows into like goalpost arms when you open, or if you just keep your arms out to the sides. Personal preference for those. Again, whatever feels best for your bodies to give yourselves a nice stretch. Again, I want to stretch out my chest for this series. And then you can also take them at your own pace. So if you want to hold out a little longer, the range of motion and the pace is all up to you. Okay, now the next time we reach our arms back up towards the ceiling, we're gonna pause with our arms up. We're gonna move into some snorkels now. So I'm gonna reach my arms back behind me. I'm gonna open them wide out to the sides. I'm gonna go all the way down to my hips, and then I'm gonna go back up to the ceiling for a circle. So I'm gonna reach behind me, open my arms wide, bring them all the way down to my hips, and then I'm going back up. Again, at your own pace, whatever feels best in your bodies. And then if you want to play with a rotation of your palms, you can always play with a nice rotation of your palms here. So allowing ourselves to open up and stretch a little more than what we're used to on the reformer. Now the next time the arms go back up, we're gonna pause and we're gonna reverse. So we're going down to the hips. We're opening our arms wide, we're reaching them behind, and then we're going back up. Again, pace, range of motion, all up to you. You can play with a rotation of your palms. Get a nice crack in my shoulders here. We're just going to do a few more in this direction. Okay, now the next time our arms go back up, we're gonna pause and we're just gonna bring them all the way down towards our sides. Now, once we bring our arms down to our sides, we're gonna go into our core series. We have a couple of options here. You can either stay in your neutral spine, or if it feels better for your low back, you can go into a flat back position, and then you can keep your head down, or you can curl up into an abdominal curl. If you do choose an ab curl, just make sure your arms stay at your side. So neutral spines are an option the whole time, and then ab curls are an option the whole time. I'm going to take my knees up into a tabletop position. I'm finding my balance in my core. I like a flat back personally for these. My neutral spine kind of bothers my back, so if you don't want to do that neutral, again, you can go into a flat back like me. I'm going to curl up into an abdominal curl. Again, that is an option. We're going to inhale, dip our right toes down towards our foot bars. We're going to exhale, lift the right knee back up. Then we're going to inhale, dip the left toes down, and then we exhale to lift. So I'm hinging at the hip to dip down, and then I'm engaging my obliques to lift my legs back up. Inhale, dip, and exhaling as I lift back up, firing up those obliques. Knees should be staying bent at a 90-degree angle. Again, we're just hinging at the hips, and we are exhaling to lift our legs back up. Inhale down, exhale to lift back up. Let's go for 3, 2, and then last one. When we come back up, zip the legs together. We're going to inhale, dip both toes down this time, and then we're going to exhale, lift both knees back up. So I'm going to inhale, dip down, and then I'm scooping into my low abs to pull my knees back up into that tabletop position. Inhale, dip, scoop into the low abs as I lift, keeping my knees bent at that 90. If your heads are down, make sure that your bra lines are staying heavy. Let's do 2 more. And then last one. Now, once we come back up, relax the feet back down, heads can go down, and then we can just give ourselves a little stretch. We can pelvic lock, we can open and close the knees, whatever feels best in our bodies. And then we're going to do another set of 2 core exercises. Again, heads up or down, up to you. Knees go up into a tabletop position. Once we bring our knees up into a tabletop, we're going to inhale, reach the right leg out to a challenging level. We exhale to pull the right leg in, left leg extends, and then exhale to pull back in. Again, single legs, think you are firing up your obliques. Inhale out, and exhale to pull back in. We're gonna do 1 more right, 1 more left before we do both legs. When that left leg comes back in, zip those legs together, both legs extend, both legs pull back in. Inhale out, exhale, scoop into those abs as we pull the knees back in. Let's do 3, and then last one. Relax the feet. If your heads are up, relax your heads down. And then same thing, you can pelvic clock, you can open and close the knees. Just give yourselves a nice little stretch. Okay, last two for our core, and then we're done with core. Straight legs. Just a quick reminder, if you have tight hamstrings, you can bend your knee slightly. When we go into both legs, lowering and lifting, if you feel it too much in your low back, shorten your range of motion. If that is still an issue for your back, then bend your knees slightly, and you can do both legs by keeping the knees bent slightly again if it's too much on your low backs. I'm gonna bring my knees back up into a tabletop position. Legs go straight up to ceiling. We're gonna inhale, lower the right leg straight down. We're exhaling to lift, left leg lowers. Exhale, lift, 6 more. Down and up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. We're 4. 2 more. Last one on the left, then we go both legs down and up. Inhale, lower both legs. Exhale, lift. Let's do 5 more. Again, all low abs, no low backs. Lower, scoop into those low abs, lift. I have 2 and 1. Okay, bend the knees, relax the feet, and we're gonna sit ourselves carefully. It doesn't have to be graceful, but carefully off to the sides. And then we're staying fully loaded with springs. I'm gonna take my foam roller onto the frame of my reformer, and then I'm just gonna kneel onto my carriage. When the foam roller is on the frame, it should just be right over your straps. My knees, if I have my shoulder blocks, would just kind of be up against my shoulder blocks. And then we should be in a nice little 4-point kneeling position. Now we're gonna start with a little cat-cow. So on the next, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, round through my spine. I'm gonna push my palms into my foam roller, so I should feel my scapula draw away from each other. And then when I come into my cow, I'm gonna let my belly drop down, tailbone stick out, and I'm gonna let my shoulder blades pinch together. So again, I'm gonna push my palms round through my spine, scoop into my abs, and then I'm gonna inhale, drop down into that cow. Again, exhale, tuck around, scoop into your core in that cat. And then inhale, release in that cow. One more cat-cow. Okay, now bring it back into a neutral spine. Open your knees out a little wider. Roll the foam roll out away from you. We're gonna drop the chest down in between the arms. And then it is up to you here if you have high hips like me, or if you drop into low hips, more of a child's pose. If you wanna do like a little rock back and forth from high hips to low hips, you can rock back and forth from high hips to low hips. Again, this is up to you. Again, just opening, stretching your chest, our lats here. Knees can be open out as wide as you would like them to be. All right, then I'm rounding to bring my foam roller back in. I'm gonna bring my knees back parallel with each other. My right hand goes to the center of the foam roller. My left hand holds onto the frame of my reformer. I'm gonna roll my foam roller out and rotate to the left side of the room. My palm should be rotated, my chest should be rotated, so I'm getting a really big stretch in my right lat here. Same thing, you can either have high hips or low hips, or you can rock back and forth from high hips to low hips. Nice big stretch in that right side body. Round to come back in. Then we're going to do the same thing on the left. Left hand center, right hand holds onto the frame. Roll out and rotate to the right side. Again, high hips or low hips. You can rock back and forth if you'd like, just stretching out that left side body here. All right, then we round and we come back in. We're gonna step off to these sides. Now, I'm gonna put my foam roller right over my springs. I'm gonna lie myself back down onto my reformer. Shoulder blocks again, in or out, really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep mine out. I'm gonna set my feet down onto the wooden platform, lift my hips up, and I'm gonna take the foam roller now so it's right underneath my sacrum. Hands are just gonna hold onto the sides. Sacrum should be the lowest part of your back, right above your tailbone, and then knees are just gonna go up into a tabletop position. Legs are zipped together. Adjust the foam roller as needed here. Okay, we're gonna do knee sways. If you rather hang on to the frame of your reformer rather than hanging onto your foam roller, you can hang on to the frame. We're gonna sway the knees to the right side. The hip, the back are gonna come up off of the roller. Keep your left shoulder down. And then on an exhale, we wanna use our left obliques to help hold the knees back center. Then we're gonna inhale, sway to the left. Keep your right shoulder heavy. Try not to fall off your reformer here. And then on your exhale, you're engaging your right obliques, pull back center. Now, we're gonna continue those knee sways side to side. The range of motion again is up to you. You can allow your hips and your backs to come up. Should feel a nice roll out here in your SI joint. And you're also gonna get a little pressure in your glutes and your piriformis with these nice sways. You're gonna take them at your own pace. If you need to hang on to the frame of your reformer so you don't fall off, hang on to the frame and adjust the roller as needed. Okay, we're gonna do one more right, one more left. And then when you do finish the one on the left, and just pause, center. If you need to adjust those rollers, adjust them. We're gonna extend the legs up to the ceiling. I'm gonna grab my right leg into my hands. I'm gonna let my left leg just kind of fall down towards the foot bar. I'm just gonna try to relax my left leg as much as I can. And I'm gonna pull my right leg to that hamstring. A nice stretch. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, then bend your right knee, give it a nice little hug in. I'm gonna take it into just my right hand. I'm gonna take my left hand onto the foam roller and I'm gonna open my right knee out to the side of the room. My left hip is lifting up slightly, that is fine. You should get a nice stretch in your right adductors, but then you should get a nice big stretch in that left side. So right into your hip flexors, your psoas, quads, maybe get a little stretch. My obliques are getting a nice stretch. Okay, then I'm gonna bring that leg back and I'm gonna do the same thing on the left. So straight leg first, right leg goes down out in front of you. Try to relax your right leg as much as you can. Pull that left leg, give those hamstrings a stretch. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. My leg is shaking. Okay, hug your knee in towards the body. Take it into just your left hand. My right hand is gonna kind of hold on to the foam roller. I'm gonna open my left leg out to the side, giving that adductor, and then also that right side a stretch here. Okay, take that leg center, set both feet back down in front of you, lift your hips and just roll that foam roller out from underneath you. Set your butts down. We can sit ourselves off to the sides. You are all finished with that workout. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much for joining me today.